feel good? Are you ready to feel good? I certainly am. It is estimated that 85% of all doctor's visits are due to stress. Why? Because stress is at the core of most of our ailments. It is responsible for inflammation in our body. And inflammation is the cause of this country's most deadly diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer, and yes, cancer. You may want to believe that your stress is because of external factors in the world having an impact on you. Your job, the people around you, your to-do list. But I will prove to you that managing your stress is all about managing your mind. You may have heard that our brains are much more receptive to absorbing new information when we're relaxed. So I would like to start us off with a relaxation exercise. I invite you to sit fairly up straight. Have both of your feet flat on the ground. We're going to do 4 box breaths together. You'll know in a moment why they're called that way. But I have one ask of you, that as you inhale, to deeply inhale into your belly, really let it stick out. Don't worry about left and right. No, that's not in your belly. That's your belly right there. Keep focused on that. And as you exhale, to really push the air back out by pressing your belly back in. Good? All right, so we're going to do 4 of those. The rest, just follow my lead. Please inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale deeply into your belly. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Push the air back out. 4. And hold it. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Push the air back out. 3, 4. And hold it. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. Inhale. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Push the air back out. 4. And hold it. 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Feel free to continue breathing normally. How do you feel? Doesn't that feel good? In about 15 to 20 minutes, you will know why this was so healthy and good for your body and your mind. But now, if you're willing and able, I invite you to stand up to envision something with me. If you feel comfortable, please go ahead and close your eyes. Feel free to hold on to something. Please envision that you're sitting in a tiny propeller plane, squeezed together with 6 other people, making your way up to 10,000 feet for your first ever skydive. You can literally feel the vibration of this plane. And now, you've reached 10,000 feet, and the door opens up. You can feel the wind in your face. And you're the very first person who's asked to step up to that very edge of the door. You look outside. The world seems so small. And now you're asked to take a giant step forward on a countdown of 3, 2, 1, go. All right, please go ahead and open your eyes again. Who in this room thinks about this situation, says, are you out of your mind? I don't even know why anybody would ever jump out of an airplane. Please raise your hands. Wonderful. So I'd say we have about 10% of the people in the room. And then who is on the other end of this spectrum and says, oh, I love it. Bring it on. 5 times a day if I could. Wonderful. So we have about 20% of the people in the room. Great. Have a seat. So what's the point of this? You would agree that all of us just looked at the same situation, but yet we had different opinions about it. Or said in another way, no situation, no event in life ever has any meaning. We, individually, assign it meaning. So why is it different? Well, research from world-renowned Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown that our minds are programmed in the first 6 to 7 years of our lives. By watching our parents or any other person of authority, we learn what a good relationship looks like, what it's worth arguing about, getting sad about, worrying about. By watching our mom and our dad, we learn what the role of a woman is, of a man, and how to engage with other people, and so much more. Our brains literally get hardwired. Were my parents in the room? All right, wonderful. So you may have noticed in those early years that anytime anything happens, the first thing that your child does is to look at you. They instinctively are trying to read your facial expressions to understand how to categorize the situation. When they trip and fall and you're all in panic about it, well, they know that this is something to worry about. Allow me for a moment to compare a newborn baby to a computer. So a newborn baby would have the equivalent of an operating system. It has a brain, a heart, bones, but it has absolutely no programming, no values, no beliefs. Research is telling us that it starts in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, where the pregnant mom is starting to pass on her emotions, her beliefs and information onto the baby. A child up to age 6 or 7 lives in a very special world. Their brain waves are at the same frequency as someone who's under hypnosis. Everything gets absorbed into their subconscious as their reality. Nothing gets questioned as true or false. And now here comes the kicker. Research is telling us that today in our adult life, we react based on that subconscious programming 95% of the time, reacting to every life situations without even thinking about it. We're running on autopilot. We're worrying and getting anxious and sad because of programming that we received when we were a kid. The good news is we can reprogram our mind. Do you want to know how? Let's do it, right? Okay. Well, I'll be certainly happy to share with you my 3-step framework on how to reprogram the mind. But before we can even think about reprogramming our mind, we have to become really clear about what it even is that we're trying to reprogram. We need to understand our current hardwiring. And the best way to do that is to become very aware, very conscious about what situations trigger us today. The moments where you feel negative emotion bubbling up within you, I want you to stop. I'm talking about, let's just say you're feeling anxious because of an upcoming performance review in the office. Or you're feeling frustrated because your daughter just slammed the door in your face. Or you're feeling sad because your husband didn't realize that you have a new haircut. Or you're worrying about an upcoming meeting that you're meant to lead, or you're being overwhelmed by your to-do list. Please stop. You may want to believe that the other person or circumstances are doing something to you that is causing you to feel bad. But what you would be effectively saying is that the other person or those circumstances are in charge of your thoughts. You're putting yourself into a victim mode. You're saying that the external factors are control of your emotion. Really? No. Any time that you are dealing with any negative emotion is because you're dealing with old programming. So let me be clear about this one more time. For you to experience peace in every aspect of your life, and it feels so good, you first need to become really conscious, really fully aware about the moments that trigger you. the emotions that bubble up within you. Can you commit to doing that for yourself? Wonderful. Now let's take a short break, and when I come back, I will introduce you to the 3-part framework that I created that we can override and reprogram our minds so that you can experience peace in all aspects of your life. Sounds good? Yes. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you.